Hello everybody, and welcome back to the second annual Sven's Game of the Year Awards. This year, I ended up playing 37 games in total, ranging from the stylish hack and slash of the Devil May Cry series to the grand strategy of Crusader Kings 3. This year we have quite the lineup, so without any further ado, let's get started with my 2023 Game of the Year Awards. First up, returning from last year, we have the best game that I hated. This one goes to Armored Core 6, unsurprisingly held by FromSoft, with our previous holder, who will be mentioned later on in this list. This game gave me the most amount of irritation I have ever felt while playing. After a very long play session, managed to get past Belatus and about half a dozen more bosses. While going through the foundry, my save file got corrupted, and due to not saving in a while, was sent all the way back to the Armored Core version of an anti-air platform, and I got filtered. Maybe next year I'll end up messing around a bit more to get to the New Game Plus stories, but for now, you win this time, FromSoft. This time. Next up, we have Best Story, and this one goes to Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Once again, CDPR shows that when they want to, they can craft a wonderful world and story with one of their best skills being adapting a world for the video game market. Doing so with the Witcher series, and yet again with Pondsmith's Night City, and the combat zone being brought to life in a wonderful spy thriller a la Escape from New York. I'm still not sure if I did the right thing, but I'm sticking with my choice. Sorry, Songbird. Most emotional. This one goes to Red Dead 2. This game barely didn't qualify for last year and this one, as the Endless Summer achievement was achieved on December 31st of last year, that being 2022. And while I've had the ending spoiled a long time ago as a side effect of just being on the internet, there is still a manly tear shed towards the end. Here's hoping Red Dead 1 gets a PC port sooner than later. Want to mess around with John a bit more. Or at the very least, Rockstar, fix the damn online mode. Fun with friends. Titanfall 2. After beating the campaign last year, I decided to give the multiplayer a bit of a try with one of my friends, purely for shits and giggles, and while I suck at the fast-paced contact-to-kill and movement mechanics, I still enjoy almost every second of running about and stomping foes in my Titan. Here's hoping Titanfall 3 comes out eventually. Most jams. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. While having more Subway Surfers style sections than I thought it would, this game and its boss fights were a joy to play through, largely in part due to the killer soundtrack. Heck, from the less touched pieces like A Soul Can't Be Cut, and my personal favorite, The War Still Rages Within, to more popular pieces like Rules of Nature and It Has to Be This Way. After all, memes are the DNA of the soul. And something political Darwinism. Sir Crash-A-Lot. The Assassin's Creed RPG trilogy. Now this is kinda cheating, but these are games I've been wanting to finish for a while now. And, well, they all have their unique quirks, like Assassin's Creed Origins crashing anytime I go within 100 years of water, which is a major issue because I'm stuck in Memphis and can't escape. And I don't feel like restarting. I'm a good ways in. To Odyssey's 25-minute runtime before crashing, no matter what I do. It's a damn art. Trust me, I've tried all the tricks in the book for that one. Or Valhalla's strange ability to regularly brick my PC if I don't have a window open in the dead of winter. And even then, it still bricks. This trio of games, while I'm sure work fine for other people, they just don't work for me. Maybe next year, though I don't have much faith considering Odyssey is still here from last year. Best series. This goes to BioShock. Well, previously mentioned for this, one of the aspects needed for the opportunity to be considered is a consistent character, and oh boy, she is present in this series, but not immediately in the way one might think. Her name is Rapture. We see how she changes from Game 1 and the mess that she becomes under Lamb. We see the changes from Ryan's vision of a perfect city with no gods, no masters, only men, to Lamb's cult sweeping through the city, controlling everything in her idea of a more perfect world. And while Infinite may technically be a BioShock game, she just doesn't have the connecting character. Rapture is not in the sky. It was made in the depths, because that was the only place she could be made. Most improved on? Sekiro. Considering this was my best game that I hated last year, I think it's safe to say that this is a clear shoo-in for that role. This game is hard to get the read on, but when you do, it just clicks. And on repeat runs, you already roughly know how to work each boss, so you just gotta get back in that particular groove. And when you do, you'll be curb stomping Genichiro right into the pavement. Here's hoping the Lightning of Tomoe DLC comes eventually. How the fuck do I play this? Is for the game that, try as I might, I just can't wrap my head around. I have tried everything. Reddit posts, Steam community posts. Hell, I've even done YouTube tutorials and had one of my friends sit on my shoulder and just try to whisper how to do it into my ear. And this one goes to Crusader Kings 3. While I might only be 10 hours into the game and done the tutorial twice over, once with a friend sitting on my shoulder advising me, and once without, I haven't a clue how to actually play the game. I can go through the motions, nod my head when someone asks if I understand their explanation, but it's in one ear and out the other. Maybe one of these days I'll get my dynasty set up, but for now, I'm just a small duchy in Ireland, and I keep seeing the Kingdom of Gwent out in the distance. And now, for the one you've all been waiting for, the winner of Game of the Year. This one is one that I've spent over 500 hours exploring every nook and cranny, down to each life path and ending, knowing more about the wonderful world that was crafted for it than I do with most any other game. Exploring the different source books, the different aspects of the original material for this. The one, the only, Cyberpunk 2077. With how it was changed with the 2.0 update and all the additions of Phantom Liberty, CDPR showed that they have what it takes to consistently create wonderful story, characters, and a content-rich game for us to get lost in. So here's hoping that Project Orion and Polaris are this good at launch, and we don't need to spend a 3-year redemption arc. Honorable mentions. These are just things I felt I wanted to talk on. These are all purely off the dome. No script. Nothing. For the game I'm most mildly disappointed in, I'm going to have to put Hogwarts Legacy. I'm a very casual Harry Potter fan. I generally enjoy, messing around with the Harry Potter setting occasionally, trying to consider how different aspects might adjust, like the fact that owls are one of the slowest flying birds in the world, and they're messenger birds. Figure that out. But for Hogwarts Legacy, I had high hopes for this, and all things considered, I think the studio did well enough, considering I believe their last major project done by Avalanche Games was, I think, the Cars 2 game. Don't quote me on that. But this Hogwarts is beautifully crafted. I still want to do a fairly quick review of it. Those are just like a short minute or so, but haven't gotten around to it. But it's, once you venture outside, it becomes what I call an Ubi-esque. It's massive collectibles and really nothing in between. So, yeah. I really wanted to love it, and there are great aspects to it, but maybe next try. It's not quite there yet. Something I do purely want to note, for a large amount of the games that were in the running, I finished the entire Assassin's Creed series this year. And I have a video for that I'm working on in the background, but dear God, it was a roller coaster. Granted, I haven't played any of the Chronicles games. I believe there's Russia, maybe in India? I know there's one with Li Chen, or whatever the name of Ezio's apprentice is, but haven't touched those, just the mainstream ones, including Liberations and Freedom Cry. But I'll touch on those with time, but the entire series was in the running this year, so just for your knowledge. That's it for me. I hope you all have had a wonderful year. And for those of you who have taken your time to enjoy, or even just stick around and watch the videos that I've made, I've reacted to, and games that I've played, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know I started doing a few more longer projects this year, such as the New Vegas thing, which I do want to redo one of these days. Hopefully for the Honest Hearts expansion, which I have writing in the background. I want to visit Zion and do some stuff there, but that's a pipe dream at this point. And for those of you who are still here after all this, a bit of a shameless plug. Vinland Saga or Goblin Slayer Season 2 reactions are on Fridays. Depending on when this comes out, that will depend on what happens. Season 1 of Vinland Saga, finishing up that, and gonna take a break with Season 2 of Goblin Slayer. Dishonored 1 playthroughs are on Wednesday. Random side projects are on Monday. You know, just shit that I want to do and have managed to get done. But I hope that you have a wonderful new year. Thank you for watching. And let me know what your personal favorite game for this year was, and why. Maybe, if you want to be a bit more cynical, what's your least favorite game? But that is it for me for this year. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, night, or whenever it is. And until next time, I'm Sven, and this is Elvin Prince, signing out.